Welcome to a new flight report on my channel. I am in Cape Town, and in today's video I will fly on a rare but special plane in business class back home to Germany. I am talking about Lufthansa's Airbus A340-300. Among frequent flyers, their business class seats are not the most favored ones compared to other airlines. But nevertheless, I will have an exceptionally luxurious flight experience today. Explore with me every detail of this 12-hour business class flight and enjoy my video. Three weeks of a wonderful journey in South Africa come to an end as we return our rental car here at Cape Town International Airport. Although this is not my first flight in the Lufthansa Business Class, I am excited to fly on their Airbus A340-300 on this 12-hour night flight today. Every flight starts with the check-in. The Lufthansa counters are easy to find on the upper level of the main departure hall in Cape Town. 3 counters are designated to business guests or status holders. But as there are more than 3 hours before departure, there are no long queues either. After security check and passport control, I follow the invitation into the lounge. Lufthansa uses the so-called Bidvest Sky Lounge in Cape Town, which is also used by Qatar, United, Delta, Condor, KLM and others. It's cozy here, but I've seen bigger lounges before. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon and there are some cold plates at the buffet. The selection also includes warm options, both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. The bar has some non-alcoholic drinks in the fridge, and a nice selection of spirits, as well as another fridge with sparkling and beer. Not to forget the coffee corner, for all kinds of coffees and teas. It's not the biggest selection I've ever seen, but very fine. The lounge is located over the duty-free area and not over the gates. That's why there is this large distance to the windows. That makes it hard to spot planes from here. There are 2 very nice amenities inside the lounge I would like to show you. The restrooms are stylish designed and very clean. Also great are the shower rooms, with baby changing table, After leaving the lounge, I finally get the chance to spot planes on the apron. Here is our aircraft for today's flight. This A340 has arrived today morning and was parked on a remote stand during the day. Now the plane gets towed to the gate for the flight preparations. Around 20 minutes before boarding, the crew arrives at the aircraft and prepares everything for the flight. Besides of cockpit work, the pilots also conduct an outside check of the aircraft. And finally, there comes the boarding call. The business class on this A340 is located in the first compartment of the plane and consists of 30 seats in a 222 configuration. There are blankets and pillows on every seat. In the white bag, there's a seat topper for the night. The seat pocket offers nothing special. A safety card, an in-flight shopping magazine, and a sickness bag. In the compartment underneath, there is a water bottle and the amenity kit of Porsche design, which I will show you later in detail. Then our flight attendant greets me very kindly by name, introduced herself and offers me a welcome drink. I also can choose sparkling or water, but I decide myself for an orange juice. It didn't took much time then, before we left the parking position and were instructed for the safety issues of this plane.
This aircraft has 8 emergency exits. They are marked accordingly. Illuminated strips on the floor will guide you to these exits. These exits are equipped with evacuation slides, which you can use to leave the aircraft in an emergency. Leave your hand baggage on board. In the unlikely event of a loss in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will automatically drop from the panel above you. Smoking is strictly prohibited at all times while on board this aircraft. For takeoff and landing, you're required to place any devices with the transmission function in flight mode. We will soon be ready for takeoff. Ensure that your table, leg rest, remote control and the monitor are stowed and secured correctly. Make sure that your backrest is in an upright position and your window shade is open.
On the way to the runway, I took a first look inside today's menu. The appetizer options are a meat plate, tuna, or grilled vegetables, each sided by a salad and bread. For the main course, passengers can choose between pork fillet, salmon with spinach, or a mixed vegetable curry. The menu will be finished by a cheese plate or an appleberry crumble for dessert. Furthermore, this menu contains a nice selection of champagne, a rose wine, as well as 2 white and red wines, and several spirits, juices, and soft drinks. Very sadly, we leave this wonderful city and head south over Muizenberg Beach. But anyone who thinks that this takeoff with Tablemountain sunset views was all to spot during departure is clearly wrong. The best is yet to come. The pilots used a visual departure procedure to fly over the three mountains of Cape Town: the Table Mountain, the Lion's Head, and finally the Signal Head, all in only 1,000 meters above. This was a scenic flight adventure for a lifetime. What was your greatest flight experience so far? Write me in the comments. After I had recovered myself from this experience, I continued to discover my seat. On the armrest you find the seat controls. Inside the armrest, there is a remote for the IFE system. And also the tray table is stored in here, which comes out like this. Folded up, it's large enough for dining or working during the flight. Via this button you can slide the table away to leave the seat, without storing the table away. The armrest at the side can be lowered to extend the seat space during the night. Underneath is the compartment for the noise-canceling headphones. And finally, at the headrest, there is a small reading light. I use the time in between to stretch out and show you the IFE system. Besides the moving map, it contains movies, podcasts, musics, and TV series. For movies, Lufthansa has a wide variety of several genres on board. Believe me, it won't be boring for the next 11 hours. About half an hour after departure, the crew starts with the cabin service. At first, they hand out this hot refreshment towel. That's always a nice amenity at the beginning of each flight to fresh yourself up. Directly afterwards, they bring the first drinks and warm nuts around. This here is a Spanish white wine. And during the sunset, it's time for the appetizer. This here is the meaty appetizer of South African salami, springbok carpaccio, parma ham, dried beef with melon, gherkin, and tomatoes. Additionally, each starter is served with bread and salad. Not long after that, it's time for the main course. I choose the grilled pork fillet with caraway sauce, spatzel, green beans, and sautéed mushrooms. This tastes very delicious and is also fine in terms of quantity. The last part of the service is this delicious appleberry crumble with vanilla sauce. And if you ask in a friendly way, you also get the cheese plate. By the way, I do not get thirsty at all. With each course, the crew offers new drinks. At the very end of the dinner service, I get this box with 2 chocolates inside. A really nice touch from the crew. Finally, I prepare myself for the night in one of the 3 washrooms. Here wait some eye shades, ear plugs, mouthwash, and disinfections wipes. And also this nice hand lotion. One thing I didn't respect it yet is the amenity kit at the seat. This is nothing special with an eye shade, socks, toothbrush and paste, and a refreshment towel inside. The bag itself can be used further as a shoe bag. Over Angola, I turn my seat into the bed position. Now I also make use of the seat topper, the blanket, and the pillow. In the meantime, the cabin lights have been switched off and many guests have gone to bed too. So, good night. Good morning. As you see on the map, we made lots of our way during the night and now it's time for breakfast. The hearty breakfast option is the right thing for me this morning. Here we have scrambled eggs, bacon and roasted potato wedges. Furthermore, there is a croissant with butter and jam, and a selection of cheese again. And for me, no airplane breakfast should be without juice and coffee. Currently we are flying over Switzerland and from now on, we still have 30 minutes flight time to Frankfurt. Today's approach includes several turns, as many flights approach into Frankfurt between 5 and 7 in the morning. I will use this time for my conclusion of today's flight. Lufthansa is often harshly criticized compared to other airlines. This relates to the comparatively old fleet and especially the outdated business class seats. But today, I expressly cannot share this criticism. Although we had an over 20-year-old plane with the old business class, I felt very comfortable on board at all times and was able to sleep for almost 7 hours during the night. The selection of foods and drinks on the menu was very good and I really enjoyed the dinner as well as the breakfast. But what made this flight a real highlight for me was the Lufthansa cabin crew. All flight attendants were very friendly and attentive and asked all passengers for further food or drink wishes on and on. You feel that they love what they do. This is for me actually the part that really matters about the flight experience and not how old the plane or the seat are. So big thumbs up for the Lufthansa crew. Tell me your opinion. What's the most important aspect of the flight experience for you? Have you ever flown on Lufthansa, and what are your experiences? I am looking forward to your comment. Now it's time to leave the plane. As already mentioned, I am very satisfied about today's flight and would not hesitate to book Lufthansa again. Please feel free to check out my other flight reports. Click the thumb up button and subscribe my channel to avoid to miss further flight reports, for example with Austrian Airlines or United. Thanks for watching. See you next time.